C is for the way you crap on me. U is 'cause you're ugly, and so's your peach. N's for no, I never told you that I railed your sister. T, thanks for the Hummers, they were better than your mother's. Cunt is all you'll ever be, it's true. Cunt, you must be more than one, you're two. Pew, your gash is stanky, and your ass is always cranky. Cunt, the word was made for you. C is for castration, try that on me. Hey, hey, you, well I urinate here, have a shot, it's free. N's for some big Negro tearing up your leather Cheerio. T, you friggin' twat, no, you will never be forgotten. Cunt is all you've ever been to me. A cunt, and a really big one, and all my friends agree. You're that slang word for vagina, can't describe you any finer. Cunt, the word's just right for you. Whoa, cunt, the word was made for you. Cunt, the word was made for you.
I'd walk a million miles for one of your smiles, oh, my Mammy, oh. Mammy, my little Mammy. The sun shines east, the sun shines west, but I know where the sun shines best. It's on my Mammy I'm talking about, nobody else's, my little Mammy. My heartstrings are tangled around Alabama. Mammy, I'm coming. I hope I didn't make you wait. Mammy, I'm coming. Oh, God, I hope I'm not late. Mammy, don't you know me? It's your little baby. I'd walk a million miles for one of your smiles, for my me.
How's everybody doing? Welcome to show number 11. These go to 11. We are on our 11th broadcast. Proud and happy to say. But more important than me, moi, is my brother. I would like to congratulate on the air my brother Anthony Cumia, the Anthony Cumia Show, on his 100th broadcast. He did a brilliant question and answer on Reddit. It was last night. I was watching. I didn't ask any questions, because if I have any, I'll ask him about it on Saturday when we go over and play poker. We have compound poker Saturday and Super Bowl party on Sunday. Yes, it's going to be a fun-filled weekend. I was over there last Friday night. I was on my way back from Atlantic City playing a tournament. I stopped by, and Anthony, Danny Go Lightly, Vinny FBI, and myself sang karaoke to the wee hours. The wee hours. It was fun. We drank, ate, sang, and we were merry. It was a lot of fun. I'd like to thank personally all of my My supporters, my brother included, thank you. Because there were a whole bunch of people that said I would not make it past show number 2, 3 maybe. But they don't know me very well. I have what's called stick-to-itiveness. I'm diligent. I do my research, and I figure things out and make them happen. So because I wanted to kind of kick the door in on broadcasting and do something fun and a little different than what I'm used to, I've continued. So the Reddit and whackbag naysayers, fuck you. I'm still here. And for all of my supporters, I would like to thank you for being as supportive as you've been. In fact, I would like to thank you by name. I'd like to personally thank each and every one of you. And there we go. Let's see. We have 14 new followers. 14 brand new followers. That was from yesterday alone. Probably some smart-ass comment that I made that was chuckled at and taken well. Kristen Rose. Who else do we have? Jules D. Davin's Den. Ooh, that's Davin. And my friend Joseph T. Curry. T stands for Tiberius, like James T. Kirk. Davin's Den. Plenty of Facts, whoever that is, thank you. Chris BZ, thank you. Couple of Good Eggs. Nolan Miller and Gary Phillips, thank you. Daniel P. Bannerman. Lee. Office Drone. Forrest Jones. Jeffrey Dawson. Susan V. Brown. And XXXFFF. I would like to thank each and every one of you individually. Along with Brian Backner, or is it Batchner? I don't know. Every time I read it, I'm confused. I believe it's Backner. Thank you very much for retweeting and supporting me that way. And as well as Dennis Farrell, my good friend Mother Shuck, Fred from Brooklyn, as always. And I could go on and on with the people that have been nothing but supportive of this little program. So thanks again, guys. Much appreciated. We went through quite a launch with some of the naysayers. 3-Hole Puncher, I think, was one of them from Whackbag, and a whole bunch of Reddit assholes. But I don't know. They've seemed to have disappeared. Haven't heard much from them. I would love any feedback on Twitter. I don't go to the Reddit. I stay away from the Reddit, mostly because just too many people all in one place. I mean, Twitter's a shitload of people, but you can't say as much on Twitter, so you have to get right to the point. And I appreciate that a whole lot more than long-winded people that say nothing, kind of like me right now. But yeah, they were bullies. They bullied me quite a bit, but I'm impervious to bullying. It doesn't work with me. I just kind of blow it off. Yeah, whatever. And I keep on doing what I'm doing. So things get better, and I keep having fun. So I'm going to continue doing this until I don't have fun anymore. Thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking of bullying, I wanted to address something I caught on YouTube a couple of days back. It was a little girl that was on on YouTube. Her mom put her up and had her discuss what had happened to her when she was on her way to school. I believe it was a bus driver. The bus driver had a problem with this little girl, said something out of line, and I guess the mom considered it to be bullying. They talked to the principal, and the principal did nothing about it. Let's just we'll give this little girl a quick listen and see what she has to say.
Hmm?
What do you mean?
Tell me what happened today on the bus on the way home.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'll tell. I'll tell
Okay.
something very upsetting. Uncle Paul was sitting next to her. It seems to be pretty upsetting. Let's see.
Well, stand by her and tell us what happened then, Benny. Because you were on the bus too. Get in close to her. So you can be in there too.
Well, this guy named Landon.
This guy named Landon. I hope I'm not going to have to interpret. I do have a 6-year-old, so I kind of know what the kid's saying. Yeah.
Well, the bus driver, when my sister right here, when she first got on, the bus driver said, "You sit your ass down."
Okay, that I got. The bus
a little
driver said to
fucking
sit
potty
her
mouth.
ass down.
Mush mouth.
He is a mush mouth. Shut up, Joseph. The bus driver said to sit your ass down. Was that the? I think that was what the little kid just said.
So in the front seat, and then at the end, this bully that always bullies us, he came up in the front, right behind Caitlin. He bullies this other girl that's a high schooler, and he said that she is a lesbian. The girl.
He said that she is a lesbian. I think that's what the kid just said. Something about being a lesbian. And what's so awful about that? Is that what he just said?
But he bullies her.
Said she was ugly? Was that what Landon said?
No. Landon said she was a lesbian.
The little girl seems to be staring off into space right now. She doesn't seem to be paying very much attention.
No, she's not paying attention because she's... Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. One looking one way, one looking the other. The other one in the middle. What? Oh, wait.
While the little brother's talking. Evidently, she's out of the limelight right now. So let's listen a little more.
So, and this guy named Jerome on the playground, he said, "You're gonna die by suicide."
Did he say nigger? Did he say the N-word? I have to rewind that to check. Just real quick, a little tiny rewind. What?
So, and this guy named Jerome on the playground, he said, "You're gonna die by suicide."
A guy named Jerome on the playground said nigger something, right? I don't think Joe number 1 over there is listening very clearly. That's why we had to bring Joe number 2 in. Here we go.
They called me a son of a bitch and a mother.
He is a little potty mouth, isn't he?
Yes, he is a potty mouth, Joseph, yes.
A son of a bitch and a motherfucker.
That's what he said, son of a bitch and motherfucker.
All right, look. Kids are going to call other kids names. It happens.
It happens all the time. I agree with you.
But look, the little girl, she's smiling. See that?
I don't know if she's actually smiling, but she doesn't look as upset as she was.
She's smiling a little bit. So my brother just said motherfucker and son of a bitch.
And that means he's going to get his ass handed to him by his daddy.
So I kind of gave her a little bit of a chuckle.
By the way, that's the 8th time I've used the term chuckle in this podcast.
Look, kids are going to be kids. They're going to call each other names. They're going to call each other, expletives. It's part of growing up. It's what kids do. And my biggest issue with this thing is that it's blown out of proportion. I'm sorry, but bullying, unless it entails physical violence, physical altercation, laying on of hands, is not bullying. It's fucking called, it's good old-fashioned name calling. That's right, name calling. And every kid does it. I really do believe at this point that with the pussification of America, I like to call it the pussification of the youth of America. We're raising our kids to be a bunch of fucking pussies. Not only that, but a bunch of non-winning winners. Everyone's a winner. There's no more winners. Everyone is equal. Common Core math. Same fucking shit. I'm not a hard ass. I have a 6-year-old daughter. I would never use the language I'm using in front of her. I honestly think that what this little girl's mom is doing is more damaging from a psychological standpoint than what the kid on the bus did, calling her a name. The calling of names is something that is part of it's a rite of passage as a child, as a kid. It's a rite of passage. If you're talking about everyday name calling, that's one thing. Laying on of hands is quite another. That's true bullying. Let's listen to what little fucking dirty Johnny has to say here. He just told her she's fucking ugly and she should be off camera, I think. You're fucking ugly. You're funny.
What are you whispering, Benny?
Oh, I just said,
I was just saying, she's fucking ugly and she shouldn't be on camera.
Or something. Keep your phone.
Look, she's
Just
chewing
pretend the
gum.
camera ain't even here. Just tell me like you told me when you got home, Anna.
See?
How come, Pumpkin?
Just don't want to.
As soon as the mom starts talking to her, it becomes traumatic again. Leave the kid alone. You know what you do when the kid comes home and says, Mom, some little kid called me a motherfucker, shithead, whatever. You say, you know what? Ignore them. They're ignorant. What they say means nothing in your life. You can get a 6, 7, 8-year-old to understand that concept. I was able to with my kid. I'm speaking from experience here, folks. I was able to make my kid say they don't give a shit. I got to remember to look at the camera. That they don't, not actually not those words, of course, but to make them understand that what a lot of these children say to each other means nothing in the big picture. It means nothing. As I said, it's quite a different story. If hands are raised, if hands are laid on, then it becomes an issue of you're in my space. You know, you're hurting my kid. That's when I get involved. But at this point, the only thing that this little girl should be concerned with is learning how to ignore stuff like that. America is raising kids with paper-thin skin. We're raising our kids to be little pussies, little fucking babies, and that's no way to grow up. Trust me, I know. I was taught it's sometimes in the harshest of terms. My brother and I and my sister, in the harshest of terms, that it's not an easy world out there, and you better have a fucking thick skin in order to deal with it. And as I told as I will tell my daughter and any other kid, like, you know, my girlfriend's granddaughter, who's 7 years old, that doesn't have a full-time dad around. Anything happens where a kid lays hands on you, all bets are off. Then it's not a matter of ignoring anymore. Then you can't ignore. Then it becomes either, you know, you go to the authorities if they're around, a teacher, a principal, and if they're not around, feel free to pick up a stick and whack the kid over the fucking head. And that's the truth of it. That's the way things should be handled. There are steps. The comments that were made on this particular video of an example of bullying, the mom made a big deal out of it by posting it on Facebook. The comments that were made were a lot of older folks, parents and older siblings, saying, well, if that was my daughter, and I mean, you feel bad. It's a little girl crying, understood. But if that was my kid, I'd teach that bully a thing or two. I'd show them that, you know, how you can damage a kid with words and this and that. And a couple of them actually said that they would resort to violence, which is fucking absurd. It really is. It's absurd. Words should be met with words or not. You don't have to meet those words with words. A smart kid, a kid that can understand that bullying in that way, verbal bullying, verbal abuse by another child, you walk away from it. If the kid is being bullied by masses of, by many of their classmates, perhaps there's a problem with the kid. Perhaps there's an underlying psychological issue that needs to be addressed. That puts the kid in the position to, that they're being bullied. That's another angle that should be looked at by caring parents. But as far as words, a kid saying something to another kid, let it go. Really, your child is best served for you to let it go. And as I said, anyone lays a hand on them, it's open season. Pick up a stick and hit them over the head with it. That's it. That's about it for bullying. We're going to go on to our next segment. And I do believe I'm going to teach you how to build an atomic bomb in your kitchen. But not before we go live. Yes, we're totally live, everybody. Joe Pietaro,
Totally
executive
live.
producer, and me, your cultural host, Joe Kimia. How the hell is everybody? We're really live. That is the phone. That is the phone. No matter how far you go, you can't get in front of that fucking desk. That's the phone number right over there, folks. So if you want to call up, give us a call. We have a brand new sponsor to announce.
Yes.
Yes, boobs. Yesboobs.com.
Hi, Sarah Ray.
Sarah Ray.
Can I motorboat those fucking flabbergastas?
Is Sarah Ray any one of these? Sarah Ray any one of these girls?
The one in the middle.
This one?
Right above, right there.
Get the hell out. Busty Sarah Ray. Look.
Busty
There's her name.
Sarah Ray.
Let's see what happens if we
She
go
certainly
to
is.
her. Oh, look at that. Oh. Look
Sister
what you're
Soldier.
blocking. Look what you're blocking. Oh, what are you blocking? That's this is Ustream. We may get thrown off for that. We could get thrown off for doing that.
Oh,
Oh,
nipple.
look at you. Nipplehead. It's old Joe. We're gonna call you old Joe Nipplehead. Motorboating around. So yesboobs.com. Tell us a little about it, Joe.
It's our newest sponsor starting tonight on GBA. Sarah Ray. She is the one with the biggie boobs over there. You can go on their site. They have great videos, good to jerk off to. And if you're a fan of the big girl, I mean, this is like, obviously you can see the like triple Z's over there. I mean, this isn't no fucking little, decent tits. These are like incredible boobs.
She's a big gal.
Big gal, if you're into that, it's not even BBW. It's just like fucking busty women, I mean, there's other girls on there that they're not really as big as her, but they have big tits, and listen.
So
every guy likes tits.
The site's all about tits.
It's just if you're a tit man, yeah.
That's good.
If you're a tit guy and into like lactating videos and things like that.
Who
go
isn't
for it.
a tit guy?
We all like tits. No matter how much we say we don't, we love tits.
Absolutely.
Am I getting that Ultimate Warrior like the one that Davin's dad had?
Right.
I'm getting that. Look at that.
Even leg. You are. Are you getting all red?
No,
I think it's where you are.
it's not
It's
Davin's
just-
fault.
It wasn't even
I'm
Davin's
getting the
fault.
Ultimate Warrior look.
Holy shit. How come I'm not? I must be so pale. You know what I think it is? I think it's how high up you are.
Maybe it is.
I
Yeah.
bet it is.
Maybe
It's
I
got
should get under
something
the
to do-
desk, see if I can go lower. What do you think?
It's got something on.
we'll get the Hydromax.
Some more of that gay shit
we'll
going
kill
on.
two birds with one stone.
Hydromax penis pump. Yeah, we do have a commercial for that coming up later.
But yesboobs.com. Take care of our
yesboobs.com.
newest sponsor.
Gotta
yes.
love it.
We can make your dick big and you can jerk off to big tits.
There you go. I'm looking forward to it. You want to see what my backyard looked like?
Yeah, let's see the
Here's what it
backyard.
looked like the other day. Look at that. Oh, you're halfway out of the shot.
Winter fucking Wonderland.
I know. Look at that.
And I want to also throw a shout out to Mr. Nelson, Nailsin on Twitter, at Mr. Nelson. He's been doing some great fucking, artwork and things with the Lady Di and the Joe Cumia show.
As
So,
well as our friend George Martinez.
yes, T-shirts.
wants-
Buy the Joe Cumia T-shirts. George
Yep.
is selling them.
He's got them. I think he sold like ones of T-shirts.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
So,
Better than none. And also definitely want to shout out to Frank Calabat. He's a Hydromax guy, and he's also sponsoring Anthony Cumia's offensive song contest.
the most offensive song contest.
That got me hooked on O&A, by the way, back in '98, I guess it was. That was my first foray into the O&A. Used to listen to that in the car on NEW, and been hooked ever since, man. So it's pretty cool. It's come full circle. Now you're going to get offensive song
I may have
contest
to
again.
enter that, Joe.
I think you're fucking
Just
nuts
being
if
a
you don't.
musician, I may have to enter that. I don't think I would be eligible for the prize.
So what?
I think because I'm related to one of the employees of the Anthony Cumia Corporation.
Yes.
But I'm going to enter it just for the hell of it, just because I love
Have your song out there.
I
What the hell?
love making up offensive songs. As you heard at the beginning of this broadcast,
Maybe
the-
Cunt V2. We can,
the
play that
we
for
should
you.
do, we should do cunt 2, cunt taint.
Speaking of cunts,
Yes.
we have a great movie trailer in store for you guys tonight.
We do. You know what? I think I can actually bring that up now. I'm going to try it. Let's see if I can get this done. It's, Lady Di. And we mean that literally. We wish she would. I'm wearing your glasses right now, Joe.
Oh, okay. I hope they work.
Accidentally. But,
That's all
yeah,
right.
they're doing the job. Actually, they're doing the job better than the shit that I'm wearing. There we go. Okay, let's see. You want to? Do you want to give him a shot of this, and then we'll play it again later?
But just remember, if you ever want to, edge, hold back from coming, think of this, what you're going to be seeing now, because it'll make your dick go away.
If you're with the hottest girl in the world, if you're with a girl that'll make you pop in seconds, and you need to hold back, you know how they say baseball. Count to 10. This will do it. Just remember this, okay? Here we go. Here we go. This is Lady Di from New Jersey. We'd like to thank Frank Calabat and Big A
Yes.
for the raw footage to make this happen.
Very
All right?
raw.
Oh, here we go. Couple of blasting caps, a dash of fission, and voila, you have an atomic bomb, a low-yield nuclear weapon, right? No. Remember that? Remember when the interwebs first came about, and everyone said, "Well, you can find the recipe for an atomic bomb on that internet." Remember that? It was a huge issue at one point. Everyone was all nervous about. I remember a zip gun. I looked up instructions to build a zip gun when I was like, I don't know. I was in my 20s, maybe early 30s, when the internet first came about for the general public, for the likes of me to be able to go on and look something up. I looked up how to build a zip gun and couldn't get it right. So as far as building an atomic bomb? No, I don't think so. A lot of people do. There's a website out here called Construction Project Atomic Bomb, and it's by what is the name of this site? Oh, I don't even remember what the hell the name of them. Earth something or other. Let me see. I need me glasses. I have my little cleaning rag here too. Is there LASIK for for farsightedness. So I'm farsighted. I could see like a fucking hawk across a valley. But when it comes to reading that stuff up close, the old muscles got tired, I guess. That's good. Could have had another tired muscle. Here we go. Earthlink.net, home at Earthlink. Oh, what is it? Enigma, Epic Annihilation, Build a Bomb, HTML. All right, construction project, atomic bomb introduction. Worldwide controversy has been generated recently by several United States government websites removing or restricting access to material regarding technical aspects of nuclear weapons, specifically how to build an atomic bomb. That reason, usually given by the administration, is that national security would be compromised if such information were generally available. But since it's commonly known that all of the information is publicly available in most major metropolitan libraries, obviously the administration's official stated position is covering up a much more important factor, namely that such atomic devices would prove too difficult for the average citizen to construct, which is true, because if we could have had anyone build an atomic bomb, just anyone, don't you think one of those fucking kooks that blew up like the government buildings in Oklahoma City or or the shoe bomber would have used something other than a shoe? Don't you think that a homegrown terrorist would have built something that could have taken down those Twin Towers all by itself without having to hijack a plane? I think that if a low-yield nuke could have been built in a kitchen at home, it would have by now. And I know of no instances of a nuclear bomb being built in a private residence. Okay, so yes, it's too difficult for the average citizen to afford to insult the vast majorities by insinuating that they do not have the intelligence of a cabbage. And thus the official press release claimed national security as a blanket restriction. Okay, well, let's get on to see the actual steps in building an atomic bomb. The project is going to cost between $5,000 and $30,000, depending on how fancy you want the final product to be. Since last week's column, "Let's Make a Time Machine," was received so well. Oh, I guess they have had another article called "Let's Make a Time Machine." Was received so well. In the new step-by-step format, this month's column will follow the same format. 2, construction method. Okay, first you obtain 25 pounds of plutonium at your local supplier. See notes 1 and 2. Notes 1 and 2 is either the former Soviet Republic or, let's see, where are we? How do you get plutonium? I don't think it's that easy to acquire. Let's see. First, 25 pounds of plutonium at your local supplier. A nuclear power plant is not recommended, as you'll have to extract and separate it from spent fuel rods, and it's a messy job. Probably get a sore on your hands, too. Besides, large quantities of missing plutonium tends to make plant engineers unhappy. We suggest you contact one of the former Soviet republics, or perhaps the Junior Achievement in your neighborhood. Maybe they have some extra plutonium. Maybe they're selling plutonium door to door. Man, would you like to buy some plutonium? Okay, so then step 2, you fashion together a metal enclosure to house the device. Most common varieties of sheet metal can be bent to disguise the enclosure as, for example, a briefcase, a lunch pail, or a Buick. Do not use tinfoil or gum wrappers. I guess that wouldn't contain the plutonium very well. Arrange the plutonium, this is step 3, into 2 hemispherical shapes, separated by about 4 centimeters. Use rubber cement to hold the plutonium dust together. I don't know if you can actually pick plutonium up. Can you? Google it. See what happens. Now get about 100 pounds of trinitrotoluene, or TNT. Gelignite is much better, but messier to work with, and your helpful hardware man or local Bomb Depot store will be happy to provide you with this item. Anyone know of a Bomb Depot? You pack the explosives around the hemisphere arrangement constructed in step 4. If you can't find gelignite, feel free to use TNT packed with Play-Doh or any modeling clay. Yeah, colored clay is acceptable, but there's no need to get fancy at this point. I don't think that colored clay is going to be seen. I think it's going to be put in the inside of the package. Okay, you wrap the entire structure very tightly with duct tape. Use the whole roll. This will be the neutron reflector and inertial containment. I guess that's where the fission or fusion process starts. I think uranium is used in depleted uranium is used in a fission type atomic bomb, and plutonium is used in a fusion type or hydrogen type bomb. I'm not 100% sure on that. Google it. All right, here we go. Insert the assembly from step 6 into the enclosure made in step 2. Use a strong glue, like crazy glue, to bind the hemisphere arrangement against the enclosure to prevent accidental detonation. I hope you guys are following along. Doesn't take much. Just follow along at home, and let's see if we can blow the fucking world up. Here we go. To fabricate a detonator for the device, obtain a radio-controlled servo mechanism. If you guys don't know what that is, it's the little motors that control, cars and aircraft, radio-controlled airplanes, as found in RC model airplanes and cars. Should have went on. With a modicum of effort, a remote plunger can be made that will strike the detonator cap to effect a small explosion. These detonation caps can be found in the electrical supply section of your local supermarket. We recommend the Blastomatic brand because there are no deposit, no return. Now you hide the completed device from the neighbors and children. The garage is not recommended because of high humidity and extreme range of temperatures experienced there. Nuclear materials corrode easily, and they've been known to spontaneously detonate in these unstable conditions. The hall closet or under the sofa is perfectly suitable. Under your sofa. Get it? All right. Now you are the proud owner of a working nuclear device. It's that easy, folks. It is a great icebreaker at parties. It's nice to enjoy around on a cold night. And in a pinch, can be used for national defense. There you go. Okay. Theory of operation oversimplified. The device basically works when the detonated TNT compresses the plutonium into a critical mass, smaller sphere. And the critical mass then produces a nuclear chain reaction similar to the domino chain reaction discussed in this column. Dominoes on the march. Plutonium, active number 94, is a radioactive metallic element. Please remember that plutonium, pure plutonium, is somewhat dangerous. The shavings and dust have a nasty habit of igniting spontaneously and are practically impossible to extinguish without with materials found around the house. Wash your hands with soap and warm water after handling the material, and don't allow your children or pets to play in it or to eat it. So there you have it, folks. That's what they took off of the internet in case you wanted to build an atomic bomb. It is impossible. Myth number 2, busted. The first one, by the way, was smothering or suffocation. I like to call it smotherification by pillow. That was on last week's show. If you haven't seen it, tune in. My lovely girl, Carol, helped me disprove that theory. You can't smother someone with a pillow. In next month's column on this wonderful, informative website, we'll learn how to clone your neighbor's wife in 6 easy steps. If you have a hot neighbor, you might want to tune in next week. Maybe I'll touch on this. This project promises to be an exciting weekend full of fun and profit and fun. Common kitchen utensils will be all you need. See you next month. This fucking website's retarded. Okay, folks. Shut. Close window. Yes. No, close this one. There we go. We're back to the little kid crying. Okay. Next thing I think we wanted to talk about was the blizzard of 2015. So you've been incarcerated. Now you're spending a good percentage of your time with a whole bunch of black men that are hung like Mandingo. You want to be known as that little white boy in the yard? Or do you want to have a big cock? You need the Bathmate, the original water pump, the Hercules Hydromatic Technology Hydromax Penis Pump. That's right. 15 minutes a day, folks. Place this little guy right over your little guy and pump. It's that easy. You can do it in the shower. It's got the vacuum release on the tip. Makes taking it off nice and easy. And it will allow you to compete with Tyrone and Jerome Mandingo over there. Don't be caught short. Order your Hydromax Bathmate Penis Pump today. The, what did they call it? Snowmageddon 2015. Well, that's my yard, folks. Right back there. I live in a condominium development. I have a lovely lake that did indeed freeze over overnight. And as I was saying, if you'd like to check my yard out, that's it. That's the whole thing right over there. The frozen lake, the condo people across the way, a couple of trees, and not much snow. Snowmageddon was a bust. I'm out here in Eastern Long Island, and we got the most. We had to hit the worst. And there's really nothing to it. Actually, yeah, let's take a couple of calls. 631-331-0664 for the Joseph Cumia Guilty by Association show. I will take any phone calls from any one of you motherfuckers. I'm ready to go. Okay. As I let's see, as I edit past that part, I got what a pain in the ass this is. Let's see where I'm going here. How far past that am I? Oh, okay. I got to find out where I am, folks, and then we will. There we go. All right. Play live. Here we go. This is what happens when you don't have a rat. Or maybe this is what happens when you are a rat. Huh, Keith? Oops. Well, this is what, you know what? No, let me come straight out and say, oh, a phone call. Saved by the fucking bell. Here we go. And it's a cell phone. Let's see. Louisiana or Los Angeles. Not sure which. Hello, you're on the air live. What's going on?
Joe, this is Douglas Nelson, otherwise known as Mr. Nelson.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nelson!
Well, I'm sitting here watching a horrific horror show movie trailer that almost blinded me, and it would have ruined my artistic career.
How horrified were you?
Bad. I mean, good God. I never thought I'd see her in her, underwear.
In her natural habitat? Like a fucking gorilla in the zoo, isn't it?
It's far beyond, it's worse than I imagined, but geez Louise. Natty Ice is a terrible disease.
You had to see when she, yeah, right. You had to see when she was together with the other one that used to do O&A Party Rock.
Oh, you mean Marion?
Yeah. That was just twice as
like that too, then?
Twice as horrendous.
Good Lord, really? God, because this was like the de-evolution, and it's just getting down to the last few days. I mean,
when you heard him talk on the radio, correct me if I'm mistaken, but when you heard them talk on the radio, they didn't sound anywhere near as bad as what they look like live.
Yeah.
I mean, they're freaking awful in every way, and she's just ballooned up and become an absolute beast in the past few years.
Right, because I've seen the photos of them back when they had them out there. I forget what it was, some award show, or whatever, and they had them out there like being their correspondents or whatever for some gag. Marion kind of looks the same, but Lady Di is completely transformed into this bizarre, like a W.C. Fields, creature.
Yeah.
And she doesn't look anything like she did then. You know. It's
Last
okay.
I heard, they weren't even hanging around each other anymore. They weren't friends. They weren't associating with each other in any way. I think Marion kind of gave up on Lady Di.
Well, yeah.
I think the world's given up on. I think Lady Di gave up on Lady Di a long time ago.
Yeah, she did. There's not much left there.
But Frank-
on your brother's show, Keith the cop had mentioned he doesn't think she'll last a year, and I think that's probably accurate.
Yeah, Frank Calabat and Big A, they visit her. I mean, they were the ones that got me the raw footage for that film, for that trailer.
That's the brave men.
Yeah. Listen, man, we have. I have to say, you do some amazing work. Some amazing. Some of those posters were every bit as good as the trailer that we just played. It was awesome. Very good job on the Pat from Munaki attack of the 50-foot man with the bus. That was awesome, man. Thank you very much for
someone
the.
had mentioned that, and I said, "Oh yeah, it's a good idea." So I went ahead and looked it up, and
Very
fit
cool.
right in.
Very cool. All right, listen, I'm going to jump off the call and see if I can get someone else. There's a couple of people on call waiting, I think.
No, okay. Good luck, Joe.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Nelson.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care, buddy. Bye. Hello, you're live on the air. Hello, you're live on the air.
Hey, Jim from Boston.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Is this Joe?
Yes, it is. Who's this?
Hey, this is in Boston. Hey, what's the big announcement? You went fucking mute for like, maybe 17 seconds.
Yeah, I received a text that informed me that I was a little premature in making a couple of the other announcements that went along with one of the announcements that I believe could have been made tonight. Basically, I mean, to keep it simple, I had a discussion with my brother, and he was the one that mentioned it to me. So it got me quite excited that he was talking about putting this very program on his network. So
Friday nights.
Yeah, on Friday evening. Yeah, when he's off.
Right, cool,
I
cool.
bundled it. I ended up bundling it. The problem was I bundled it with a couple of other things that he mentioned to me. I got a text from Keith that said I'm actually making a retraction as we speak. Already, I'm getting myself in fucking trouble. I'm in broadcasting for how long, Joe? 10 episodes. 10 episodes. Joe Pietaro, my associate, my.
Yeah, I met both you guys down in Mohegan.
My executive producer.
I
Yeah.
played blackjack game with you.
Ah, nice. So you saw me lose miserably. You saw me lose miserably, did you? That was.
No, well, yeah, but it was a good fucking time.
I had fun, man.
Drunk, all the way over to the right, on the opposite side of the table of you. That drunk dude, I think he lost like $7,000.
Was that the table where we were upstairs? Were we up in the
yeah, upstairs
in the
show.
bar? Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in, though, man. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, listen, I'm going to jump. I got another call to take. I'm surprised as hell I have this many calls. Thanks so much, man. We'll talk to you soon. See you at the next event. Hello. You're on the air.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Derek Vineyard here.
Derek Vineyard.
Derek!
What should I do over my fractured wrist when I fell on the icy steps last week?
What should you do with your fractured wrist?
Yeah, I got
Jerk off with the other hand.
Well, help me out here, brother.
You got to jerk off with the other hand. Are you lefty or righty?
I'm a righty. It's my left, so.
Oh, there you go. So what are you worried about? So what are you worried about?
It hurts. Help me out with the pain. What
A
do I do?
little ice. You want to use some ice on it? You want to use.
All right.
What do you do for a fracture, Joe?
Then maybe I'll just go talk to my mother's Jew father. Fucking.
You see this?
Oh,
Not
sir.
welcome.
Sir, not welcome.
Kabbalah reading Jewish bullshit.
Maybe you should call Dr. Steve over at Weird Medicine.
Fuck Dr. Steve. He's a faggot.
Yeah, it might be full of fluids. You have to get forget the fluids trade.
All right. I'm
Uh,
back to Connecticut, brother.
all right, man. Yeah, we have to do an event. I think Eventually, this very podcast will do some type of event. I'm looking at a bike, like a bike ride, a big one, where we get
Okay, cool.
a whole bunch of motorcycles together. Do you ride?
I had a quick question about your announcement on Anthony's channel. Are you going to do live, or is it going to be a tape show from on Anthony's channel?
If I do, if it indeed does go, it sounded like it was, but it would be free of charge from me. I mean, it would be something that would be free of charge. So I would imagine that it would be the same over there. Although I don't want to make any. I don't want to.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't want to make any. I don't want to make any mistakes again.
And what about Florentine? You can.
Yeah, Jim is going to be on later. We're going long. We're going long and late tonight, so might even get around to 2 hours. Who the hell knows?
Okay, I just love it. Fucking long and late.
Cool, man.
Great show, Joe.
Thanks so much for stopping by, brother.
All right, later, man.
All right, be well. Hello, you're on the air. No, not yet. Hello, you're on the air.
I don't want to make any. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yes, how are you doing?
So what's happening? What do you got?
Not much. What about you?
As you can see, not much.
Yeah, man.
Just kind of hanging around. Hanging around. I hear me in the background.
Yeah, I've just paused it. Are you alive?
Yes, right now I'm live. See?
I'd like you to go through that whole atomic bomb thing again.
What was that?
Read the atomic bomb thing again.
Oh, the atomic bomb thing. Yeah. We just got actually just got through that.
Spend another 20 minutes on that.
Would you like me to air it again?
Yeah, do it again.
I can't. It'll go up on YouTube. It'll be on actually on josephcumia.com. That's where
the atomic bomb thing.
Yep, the atomic bomb. The entire program will be up there.
I just want to see the atomic bomb thing.
Then you can fast forward.
I'm not doing that.
Whenever you get a chance. But hey, thanks a lot for the call.
All right, cheers.
Later, man.
Bye.
Toodles.
Hello, you're live. Hello, you're a dial tone. All right. So let's see. Right now, I think I'm at the, what is it? Oh, Lost All Hope. This was kind of funny. This was a pretty cool thing, this website. I hope this is going to work when I go back. Oh, we have another phone call. Should I take it, Joe?
Absolutely.
Do we have time?
Shit, yeah, bro. All we got is time.
All right. You're live on the air with Guilty by Association, the Joseph Cumia Show. What can I do for you?
Hey, what's up, Joe? It's Jimmy in Boston again.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Living in Boston.
Hey, listen, living in Boston. Hey, listen, you gotta do something like in the middle. You can't do like an off show, like closer to New York City. You got like somewhere in Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
really
a
don't.
Foxwoods.
You can't cut off the fucking Northeast. If
No.
you go to New York City, you're gonna cut off the Northeast because nobody's got no place to stay down there. Hotels are $400 or $500 a night.
Yeah. Well, you know what I was thinking about doing? I mean, Anthony and I were talking about doing a bike run. I always wanted to do that with O&A, and it never got off the ground. One did a while back where we went to Philly, but I was thinking about doing one up north because it's actually way nicer riding up that way. And anyone from the city, Nassau County or Suffolk County, can get on the ferry.
Yeah.
Take the ferry up to Bridgeport and then ride up to either the Foxwoods or Mohegan or straight up to Boston. Maybe do something on the Cape. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It would be awesome,
great.
man. It would be awesome. We'd love to do that. Thanks for the suggestion, man.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, talk to you soon, bro.
All right, bye.
See you. And, hello, you're on the air.
You're on the air.
You're on the air. No, you're not.
Oh, Buttercup.
Oh, Buttercup.
It's my last record, Ralph, would you?
Smoke, Norton, I don't care if you burn. Okay, so getting back to what I was saying, I'm on my 10th episode, and already I'm backpedaling and kowtowing to the powers that be. Yeah, any of the announcements that I made previously, I only know of one that has to do with me. That is, let's just say, it's very, very, very probable that it's going to happen. Any of the other announcements that went along with it, that's yet to be seen. Okay, Anthony and I were talking. We were both imbibing in quite a bit of Guinness and Jameson. So as far as any of the other info goes about any other shows being aired on his network, I don't know 100%. It's just hearsay. So any of you guys on Whackbag, any of you guys on Reddit, you can stay quiet about that, right? Yeah, sure you can, you fuckers. It'll be all over the place. Like, Howard Stern is going live on Anthony's channel. Bunch of tools. All I know about is me. All I care about is me. That's it. Okay, cool. Anyway, what? I just got a message from someone. Oh, look at that. Somebody said, "Nigga, you getting some calls. Good for you." I have no idea who it is, but that is good. That's a sign, Joe.
Sign that we got called nigga?
I believe it's a sign that we
have finally made it.
That we're getting phone calls. That I mean, let's face it. When we first started doing this thing, we had people saying that we weren't going to get listener one or viewer one, right?
We got told a lot of things that weren't going to happen with this show, and you know what? So far, we've been able to persevere.
We've proven them wrong. We've actually, I do believe this show has monetized better than, dare I say, better than most podcasts out there. I would say better than 85 to 90% of the podcasts out there that at 10 episodes.
We're in the fucking black, bro.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Yeah.
And
you know what they say about once you're in the black?
You never hear.
Ugh, that old fucking line. No, but seriously, we've been picked up by those two other networks, and of course, obviously, Anthony's thing is, to me, that's like a fucking tremendous fucking. I mean, it's. Yeah. I don't even have fucking words for it. It's awesome.
It's huge.
My God, I got when you texted me that, my cock fucking went way up. I didn't even need the fucking Hydromax. It went up on its own. But of course, I need to maintain, so I use Hydromax.
Like I said, on Saturday night, rather, we were talking about it, and he mentioned it to me. I've never asked Anthony for anything as far as the show goes. I've never mentioned a thing about having me on his show, about doing cross promotion. Nothing. Mm-hmm. It's always kind of happened only because we're brothers and we talk. But it was him that came to me and said, "Hey, he's seen a couple of episodes. He thought that I had some decent material. Some it's been steadily improving. So he said maybe on a Friday we'll do we'll get you on a Friday and air your show Friday."
Fucking beautiful.
Unfortunately, what I pre-recorded, I had taped some other things that were discussed that should not have been. So as I said, 10th episode in, and already I'm apologizing. Sorry, Keith. I fucked up. That's all I'm going to say.
Wishful thinking. It was wishful thinking. That's why.
I guess it was. And it's all good stuff. I mean,
Great
it's not,
stuff,
it's nothing bad, but there are lawyers involved. There are, talks and negotiations.
Jews, probably.
And dough. When there's dough involved, you can't go jumping the gun. I really should have thought about it. I should have known.
Dad, you were excited.
I was extremely excited. I'm excited for my brother. It was his 100th show. 100 shows. That's 200 hours of work. Most people do that in 2.5 weeks. 3 weeks. Took Anthony 6 fucking months. 5 months? God bless him.
Fucking champ, bro.
God bless. God bless us, everyone.
It's Tiny Tim.
It
You gave me a pill.
is. So,
Sent it collect.
I'm not sure if we should go back into this or I should just bring up the Florentine interview. What do you think?
It's up to you, man. You want to just do Florentine? It's already, we're 70 minutes in, so whatever you want to do.
Let's do Jim's interview. I'm not sure. I didn't clean it up. I didn't do anything to it. We just
Going live, bro.
pretty much, bring it up and
No
go
rubber,
live.
right in there. No scumbags,
Should we
right?
get video shot?
Ass
Let me
cunt,
see
ass
what I can
cunt.
do here. Go to the desktop. I got to go to my. I have to go to my videos, my GBA videos. No, that's not the one. And I keep getting texted too. So let's see. What is this? Oh, it's the same guy. This is a 203. This is a Connecticut dude, whoever it is. 99% in the black, nigga. That's what he said. It's him. It's not me.
Okay.
But it was damn funny. Okay, so I have to go to my celeb interviews. That's another thing. Look who we've had on and this is all, by the way, this is all Joe Pietaro's fault. It's all his
take
doing.
full blame.
So I have absolutely zero in the way of pull when it comes to publicists and whatnot. So I say, bravo, Joe. Bravo.
Thank you, Joe.
We've had Colin
My
Flaherty.
pleasure.
We've had David Duke, the Nazi president, Nazi presidential hopeful.
The presidential candidate.
We've had Don Jameson from that metal show. We've had Flywide Red. That was a coup. That was a coot. Mario Andretti.
Yeah.
We had Mario Andretti a couple
Big
weeks
pussy.
back. My friend Mike Bichetti, who Anthony, by the way, is having on Friday, I believe. It's Thursday, rather. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Next week. Next week or Thursday?
I think it's this week.
I think it is Thursday.
Yeah, tomorrow, I think, right?
Tomorrow. Pat Cooper, Pasquale Caputo, and
Big Puss.
and the Reverend Bob Levy. All of these interviews would not have been possible had it not been for your work, Joe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
And we
you.
have coming up, we're going to have Diamond Dallas Page, the former WCW and WWE wrestler, and he has a whole post-wrestling career thing that he's a fucking maniac. I've spoken to him a few times, so
Well, you're going to be
it'll
speaking
fun.
to him this time, too, because I think both of us should be on. I know nothing about wrestling. Zero.
No problem.
I could talk to a Diamond Dallas Page, but I can't bring up, some of the things that you probably know about.
Okay.
All right. Why don't we jump into the Jim Florentine interview? It was very funny. We were talking about life on the road, musician as opposed to stand-up guy, stand-up comedian. And I think we should just pretty much get on it. What do you think?
Go for it, bro.
Okay, here we go. I'm recording. That's how we started. I'm recording now. And I have Jim Florentine on the phone. Jim.
What's going on, man?
I'm doing the thing. We were just talking about it. David Duke was on. The man is certifiable. He's insane. He thinks everything. I mean everything from the ground up. From I mean everything is the fault of the Jews. He thinks the problem with the blacks fueled by the Jews. He thinks that there's anything having to do with financial strife in the United States, the Jews were guilty. They're the ones that are doing it. It's got everything to do with them being in control of the Federal Reserve and doing the wrong thing.
Really?
He's fucking crazy, man. But what a great guest.
Yeah, I mean, I have never had any problem with the Jews.
No, I had a Jewish broad that wouldn't blow me once, but that was something entirely different.
Well, I'll tell you, one thing about the Jewish community is they're not uptight about sex like Protestants and Catholics are and stuff like that. The parents tell them right at like 12, 13, yeah, go fuck, do whatever. They're always, the Jewish guys are usually creepy. Thankfully, and then the Jewish girls aren't uptight about sex at all. It's the Catholic ones that, I'm going to go to hell.
I know, that's why.
What are my parents going to think if they find out?
That's why I was so pissed off at this Jewish broad one time. She wouldn't put out, and I had no idea why. I thought maybe, I started thinking it was me.
Maybe it was one of the holidays where they can't drink anything.
That could have been. That could very well have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain's been scrambled with this faux doctor, and then he wanted to know where we were going to be showing his appearance, and he wanted to plug my site on his site. I was like, oh, that's all right. We don't have to do that right away. Yeah, when you were over at Anthony's, did you get to hang out outside or anything? I mean, did you do any poolside stuff?
No, not really. I mean, it was a little chilly out, so it was only about a week ago. I've never. That was my first time there. I've never been there for one of the pool parties or anything like that.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. The poker games, the pool parties, and karaoke. Karaoke rules.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some video of some of the stuff that goes on there.
Yeah, we have a good time over there. A lot of people tend to think that I am a money grubbing, hacky, fucking coattail riding bitch because Anthony's my brother. Hence the name of my show, Guilty by Association. And most of these assholes are up on Reddit. Are you familiar with that site?
I've heard of it. I've never been there. I've never visited that.
Don't go. It'll rot your flesh. It stinks. The place it's a horrible place to be. It's a bunch of little it's like Jack, Piggy, and Simon from the Lord of the Flies. It's a bunch of little lost kids on a fucking deserted island pounding the ground with sticks and stones.
Don't forget Whackbag.
And Whackbag, yeah, Whackbag's the same fucking way.
Favorite.
They all
just
suck.
like the message boards, right?
Yeah. Have you, as a musician, I've never experienced. I've been a guitarist my whole life. I don't know how familiar you are with my background. I've been a guitarist my entire life, and as a member of a band, for most of that my musical career, I've never had to endure the abuse that a comic has to go through coming up. I mean, it's true. I know you had to have been there in your early career because every outstanding comic has been in that position where they're ridiculed and bashed on the message boards. What's your most memorable bashing? And then I'll tell you mine.
I don't know. You know what? I'm trying to think if there was any. I really don't go to those sites and stuff like that. I don't worry about that. In the beginning, I think it's when you're at a comedy show at the end, like if you're out by the door and you're selling merchandise and people come up and go, "Man, you were terrible tonight," or "You suck."
Yeah.
Or people always root for if you're the headliner, people always root for the middle act, the feature act.
Right.
So they always go, "Oh man, you were funnier than the headliner. You should have been the headliner tonight." What are you? The feature act standing right next to you.
Jesus Christ.
You get that all the time because people want to root for the underdog.
Right. Right.
Meanwhile, they were at the bar. They were pissing. They were out front arguing with their girlfriend on the phone. They missed most of the act, and they're like, "Oh, you were better than the feature or the headline. You should be the headliner next time." People used to do that when I opened for Dice. I would do 10 minutes in front of Dice, and Dice would have to do an hour.
Right.
And I would do my 10 best minutes that I wrote over 20 years just to try to kill in front of his crowd. And people come up to me halfway through a show, you should have been the headline. I go, no, I shouldn't have. I would just argue with them. I go, you're wrong. I'll go, I just did my best of 10 minutes. It took me 20 years to write. Dice is doing an hour. Let come back the second show. Let Dice do 10 minutes of his best stuff.
And you do an hour.
And I got to do an hour. You tell me who's better.
They'll be telling Dice he should have been headliner.
Yeah, of course. So
Jesus.
I try to even when I post shit at I post these videos on YouTube. These just things of me ranting. I never even read the comments. I never even look. I don't give a shit. It's like some people are going to love it, and other people are going to go, "This guy's a fucking asshole," and I hate him. So I don't even bother with it.
Well, as I said, as a musician, you don't have to deal with that shit because you're with a band. You have a guitar in front of you. I've been playing guitar for 50 years, so I'm pretty good at it. But this podcasting thing and being in trying to do a show, and I use the term loosely. I've been the object of so much ridicule. It's incredible. I can't imagine what it would be like, being a comic and having to go through that alone. I mean, now I can, and it's a lot of it has to do with people that have no idea who you are or what you do. To them, I am Anthony's brother, and I am a coattail riding, hacky, piece of shit that grubs money from my brother. Well, the truth of it is, I work. I mean, I work my ass off.
It's weird because I have three brothers, and I think at least two of them could be just as funny as me. Maybe not on stage, but doing a podcast or doing whatever. They're hilarious. So it's like, so are they riding my coattails if they decided to do a podcast? What about? I mean, think about what you said about a musician. You didn't really get the flack and the brother thing. Imagine if you were, imagine what Julian Lennon and Sean Lennon have to deal with it.
Oh, geez, yeah, sure.
The Dylan guy, whatever, from the Wallflowers.
Right, yeah, Bob Dylan's kid, yeah.
Bob Dylan's son, you know
Jacob
what I mean?
Dylan,
So they got to go, you just look at, of course, Dylan's son's going to be in a band because his dad was. He's not even close to his dad. So they've had to deal with that shit for a long time.
Right. Well, if you're going to be a coattail rider, I mean, the last person whose coattails I'd want to ride are my brothers because, you're going to be compared. And I can't compete. He's always been the funny one, I mean, he's the guy that he's the quickest guy I know. I mean, since we've been kids, he's always been the one. There, Johnny on the spot with the joke and the impression. So, if I were going to be a coattail rider, it certainly wouldn't be Anthony's coattail I was riding. I'd find a band that's established and ride the guitar player's coattails. But a lot of these assholes on these social media websites don't get the fact that that it's something that I'm doing to stretch out. I mean, if you were to become let's say Bob Kelly, when he was on Anthony's show, I sat him down behind a drum kit. I made him play the drums because of what he's doing, because of his most recent television project, and he was pretty god awful. But it was something that he wanted to do. I spoke with him the day before, and it's something he wanted to do. And, as I said to Anth, I mean, practice is everything. He's been practicing 20 years, I'm just getting rolling with this thing. Never had a problem, talking, speaking with people. So that makes it that much easier. But holy shit, to try to come up with content like he does, 2 hours a day, being able to sit there and just, keep people entertained for 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, beyond me. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, Anthony's been doing this for 20 years, so he's like a 20-year veteran. This is basically like your first year doing this, so it's like you're not going to be at 20 years. Anthony's with 20 years, and if you go back to Anthony's first year, you know what I mean? Like, wow, with the difference from him being at year 1 to year 20 is going to be huge, just like a comic.
Right.
So just, I wouldn't worry about that stuff, whatever.
Nah, I do.
What are you going to do?
The good part about it is, the old adage, either being loved or hated, are really the two best ways to be to be thought about, especially in show business. I mean, any facet of show business, you want to either be loved or hated, and I am most definitely hated. All over Facebook, anything I do, it's hysterical. If I post something like a promo video on YouTube, and several people that I interact with all the time will think it's hysterical, and I post it instantly. I'm talking about within the first day, I have 900 views and 70 thumbs down and 3 thumbs up on YouTube. It's a conspiracy. I'm telling you, Jim, it's a fucking conspiracy.
Yeah, why are they taking it out on you? So what? You're Anthony's brother.
Man.
Anthony's a really talented dude, and people get a lot of enjoyment out of listening to Anthony. If his brother wants to do something similar, why are they mad at you? It's not like you told Anthony you can't do it anymore, and I'm taking your place, and this is what it is now.
No.
I can see people getting pissed. Dude, we want Anthony.
That's what I've done. That's what I've done with all of his girlfriends his entire life. So, no, I would never do that to his podcast. I also like the fact, that musicians as opposed to comics, that you guys get to do everything on your own. I'm very close, as you know, I'm close with Adam Ferrara. We speak a lot, and the thing that he doesn't like is the solitude and the loneliness on the road, and I can't tell you how I would welcome that as a musician. I deal with 3 other assholes, live with them in the van, and I know, like, tours are different for you guys, but when you're out on the road on your own, is it something that you like? I mean, do you like being being the only guy that you have to deal with?
I like that aspect where I don't have to deal with 4 or 5 other people making decisions. But then again, it is lonely out there. You're in a hotel room at a Holiday Inn off a highway in the middle of nowhere, where the only place to eat is a fucking Applebee's in front of the place.
I've been there. I know.
Yeah, you're stuck there for 4 days, but you don't, and then you can't really hang out with anybody unless, once in a while you can have a friend on the road with you, but that usually doesn't happen. But then again, I went on the road I've opened for like Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax, and done tours on tour buses. And it's totally different because it's just like, now you have I've been on a tour bus with 19 other roadies. So it's like you got no privacy whatsoever. People are all on top of you.
Yep.
You're on a bus for friggin' 12 hours just sitting there with people you barely know, and you're like, oh, man, I would love to just be in my hotel room by myself. So, it goes both ways. But then again, you got people to hang out with the whole time.
Well, try doing a van tour and hanging out with the same 3 idiots for for a couple of weeks, driving across the country. That's something that that's an experience. You get to know what each asshole smells like.
Right,
it's just fucking disgusting. You share everything. It's foul and rude and disgusting. But hey, I'm a guitarist. What I just have to ask because I'm not 100% sure where you live. Just what part of the country are you in?
I'm in New Jersey.
You're in Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. South or north?
Like central, about 35 minutes south of the city.
Oh, okay. Do you do Atlantic City at all? Do you play Atlantic City?
Once in a while.
Borgata?
Once in a while I do it. I used to do the Borgata here and there, and I don't know. It's just Atlantic City is more of like, unless you could sell like 1,000 seats, you have to do like a regular show down there, and then you got about 80% of the crowd has no idea who you are, and it's fucking old people that in for free, and they're usually not a good crowd. Casinos usually aren't a great crowd unless you got a huge following and you can sell a place out.
Casinos suck. If it wasn't for the money, I'd never set foot
absolutely.
into play.
They're never really good crowds. The high rollers always got the front 6 rows, and they don't even want to be there.
Right. They got casinos have the dollars to pay their entertainers. That's
I know they overpay, but then you have to deal with it not being a killer show.
Yeah, that's something that we used to play the Gypsy Bar at the Borgata.
Oh yeah, I love that bar.
Play that we played there a million times, and it was like you were jukebox. No one really listened to you. No one knew what you were doing, and being in a specialty type band. I mean, I do a U2 tribute show, so being in a specialty act, it was if you don't have a room full of U2 fans, you might as well be a jukebox, and that's.
So speaking of, what did you think of the latest U2 record? I didn't get a chance to hear it, but I know people went fucking crazy that got put in their iTunes.
It's actually
without asking.
It's way better than the past 2 records they've done. I don't know if it's like up to the par of a Joshua Tree or a some of the older records, The Unforgettable Fire.
Right.
But as far as the new material, it's way better than No Line on the Horizon and this last one, the last one that they put out, the one before the last one rather. And it's it definitely gets back to more guitar parts, more heavy guitar driven songs. Much better written song. The songs are way better written than they've been the past several records. The fact that they pushed it on everybody's, that Apple pushed it onto everybody's iPad, iPod, every iDevice there is, anyone who had iTunes, was a brilliant marketing ploy until it kind of blew up in their face. Bono went out and publicly apologized for people having an album stuffed down their throat. But the U2 fans loved it. I mean, they're digging the record for sure.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I just know a lot of people got pissed, but a lot of musicians spoke out about it because they were like, "Now you're giving away for free a big band like that." So people are barely paying for music anyway, and you're just kind of just going, just take the shit for free. We're going to make our money touring.
Yeah, from what I get, this is the first of a trilogy of records. This one's, I think it was called Songs of Innocence, right? Songs of Innocence. Yeah, me being in a tribute band, I don't know the name of the record. Songs of Innocence. The next one, there are 3 records that they're going to be released, and my opinion, there are 3 final records. I don't think they're going to be releasing any after this. Songs of Experience is going to be album number 2, and then Songs of Ascension, album number 3. And it goes chronologically. Like this, Songs of Innocence was about their time as kids, about Bono's mom and about first loves and all that stuff. And when they were over in Dublin, Ireland. And then Songs of Experience, of course, going to be how they were jaded by the music business and blah blah blah. And Songs of Ascension, who the hell knows? Maybe about how much more elevated they are spiritually before they croak. Right. Or before the band is finished. So, it's part of a trilogy. I don't think they're going to be doing anything after this, hence the free copies of the first of 3. And I'm glad I could inform you of that. I don't even know if you wanted to know about that, Jim.
No, I didn't know. No, I'm always interested in bands that have been around a long time, whether they're putting new music out or not, because a lot of them don't feel like that's necessary anymore, that no one's buying it, no one cares. So
right.
Why spend, $500,000 or $250,000 in a studio when, 15,000 people are going to buy the record the first week?
Right, true. It was tough. I mean, they've only, since the release of the record, they've only legitimately sold 26,000 copies. They were expecting to be somewhere around 100,000, and they are 75,000 copies below their projected sales.
Wow, 26,000. That's it, huh?
That's it. Yeah. That's why I'm beginning to think. I mean, it's a possibility the popularity of the band is waning, and again, it might just have been because they gave away the first record, and they're planning on making the money touring, which is definitely what they'll do. Their tours are always successful.
Oh yeah, I mean, the bands with those hits, there's no new up and coming bands really that are gonna, sell 20,000 seats anymore. A band like U2 is always gonna, got that classic rock kind of vibe to them. Is always gonna sell 20,000 seats no matter what.
Did you see the 360 tour?
No, I saw the Pop Mart tour, and then I saw one other tour, probably late 80s. I don't know which one that one was.
Probably, All That You Can't Leave Behind.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with Beautiful Day, Elevation. When they kind of made, that was like their comeback record.
Yeah, I mean, they were great when I saw them. I've always been a U2 fan.
Yeah, very good band. I was very pleasantly surprised with the new record. I mean, it definitely got back to something musically anyway. As a musician, it got back to something that was sorely lacking the past 2 records. But the 360 tour, for Vertigo, for what the hell is the name of that record? How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. That was a spectacle, man. That was the stadium tour that they did, and it was all gigantic rooms. I mean, I'd seen him at Carter Finley Stadium down in Carolina. I saw him at Giant Stadium. Where the hell else? Down in Philly, and it was tremendous. That's the one with the claw.
Right.
They had the and it was so odd to see these guys, like, the Spotlight guys, up in the arms of the claw, looking like tiny ants hanging on by their little hands and feet. I mean, they were just dwarfed. They were tiny as compared to this set. And, for them to have made money off of that tour, which I'm sure they made plenty, was just, a testament to how many people are still going to see U2 live as opposed to buying records. I mean, the record industry is, as you know, I mean, you do a music show. As you know, I mean, record sales are not the way to make money anymore.
No, I mean, you gotta, do touring, and especially merchandise too, is a lot. That's where a lot of bands are making their money too.
touring and merch. It's pretty much the only place to make money. Yeah, the record sales are a thing of the really a thing of the past. I think
one thing about the record sales, though, that the bands are making a lot more money with the record being sold. You know, it used to be maybe $1 on a $16 CD.
Right.
Ridiculous.
The percentage is better.
So now to make it, they get a way better cut, like a 50% cut. You know, like on iTunes, you get, I think, what is it, like 75%. If you, a lot of the bands get just a small label, and they get, the label gets 20%, and they'll take 80% of it and stuff. They're doing it that way.
Right.
They're only selling a 15th or a 20th of what they used to sell, but they're making a lot more per record.
What about comedy records?
They don't. What do you mean?
Like, well, I mean, there's always the classic, like, I remember seeing, like, Red Fox, something like you got to wash that ass. Remember that old Red? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, comedy records, some of them have sold well, but in general, comedy records don't sell. Even back in the day, didn't sell nearly of what rock records sold or whatever. There was some exceptions, Dice.
Right.
Maybe some of Pryor and Carlin stuff. If Dane Cook came, his first couple of records sold really well, but there hasn't been a huge thing with comedy albums for some reason never sold a lot.
Mm-hmm.
40, 50,000 back in the day, something like that was very respectable.
Yeah. And they, and still, I mean, as far as like selling merch out front, I know a lot of people ask me all the time, is there any way we can get a recording, like selling merchandise? Unfortunately, selling other people's music would leave me wide open for a big old lawsuit, so I can't do that. But you guys still sell at shows, right?
Yeah, I still have CDs and DVDs and stuff, and I still sell them. A lot of people don't have CD players anymore, but I have download cards too for the last couple CDs I released. But people don't buy. I thought people would definitely buy them because people come by and go, I don't even have a CD player anymore. How am I going to play this? But then again, they won't buy the download card either, which is weird. So, But then some people at a show go, no, I want the actual physical CD, so they will buy it. But the sales are definitely down. Merchandise sales with compact discs and DVDs are probably down. Everyone's, as comics are down probably like 40% over the last 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to make a living these days, Jim.
Yeah.
What do you got coming up, man?
Just nothing really. I filmed a comedy special like a month and a half ago in Jersey.
I should know better. That's why you're calling into my stupid show.
And they're
you've got nothing.
I got nothing. But it's getting. I don't know. It'll either be on like Netflix or Showtime in the next few months. We're not sure. But the new season of that metal show will start Valentine's Day weekend.
Nice, very good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm an old school metal fan. Definitely,
that stuff still holds up. Most of it, the hard rock and metal from the late '70s, '80s. And
yeah.
Most of it.
Those, yeah. Well, I got to hang out with some some pretty notable old school metal guys when they were still local, like Scatterbrain, and you remember those guys? Yeah. That was
those guys. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. And well, especially like through WNEW back in the day with Eddie Trunk.
Right.
That was I used to get into those shows all the time. That was a lot of fun. Another coattail riding, hacky, grubby thing that I did.
No, Eddie knows all of those guys. That's how we get good guests on our show because Eddie has such a relationship with those guys.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Like the last 30 years,
He's amazing. His career's amazing, huh?
Yeah, he's always just he's always just supported that music and just been always talking about it and constantly I don't know. People just took a liking to him. He's just a likable guy.
He is a very likable guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
In person and his on-air persona, easy to watch.
Too. He doesn't fake it with that stuff. He really likes the music. He's at the shows. He's the one singing air guitar.
Yeah.
Playing air guitar in a crowd and all that stuff too.
Any gigs coming up? I don't want to put you on the spot, man. I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm not in front of my schedule right now. But
yes, November 6th through the 9th at the Improv in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland Improv. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do my best to promote that. I retweet your tweets. Probably gets out to more people than this podcast does. But hey, man, next time you're over, my brothers, I'm definitely going to have to stop by and properly introduce myself. I think I ran into you once, maybe twice on the O&A show.
Yeah, man, I thought maybe it's somewhere at Caroline's. Maybe did we meet?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I've been there enough times.
There or something like that. I remember. No, I know we definitely met somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where. I think it was Caroline.
It was probably, yeah. I think it was. Maybe at one of Jimmy's shows.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely. Jim, thanks so much for calling in, man. This is really
Joe.
special.
Don't worry about the
criticism.
criticism, man. Just
It's all good. I don't care. You kidding me? My skin's way thicker than that, man. I'm gonna make these assholes pay. They're gonna know. They're gonna know what it's like. I'm gonna show them what it's like, Jim.
Look, it's just like, you're a sports guy, you know what I mean, and you're playing in a New York market, and you throw a big interception and lose the game, and everyone's trashing you for a week.
Right.
And then you come back the next week and you play a good game. Like, maybe I should, he actually is pretty good. I did hear a clip. I like that new video that he posted.
Right.
Yeah. About him.
It'll never happen on YouTube. But it's my 75 thumbs down as opposed to 3 thumbs up. But it's the same thing that happened. I've seen it happen time and time again with Anthony Ope. I mean, they go, they got into a new market, or they would, change over to a new station, and people hated them the first, few weeks, and then you slowly but surely build it up again, and that's the way it happens. And there's really no point for me to build from. I'm going from scratch here.
Yeah.
Something I'm doing from scratch. But again, man, thank you so much. The great Jim Florentine. You rock, my friend. Thank you very, very much for coming on my show. And I hope to run into you soon. Coming to Ants on Halloween?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Is it
You're absolutely invited. Huge party. It's going to be a party of biblical proportions, man.
Halloween night?
Yeah, it is Halloween night. It's Friday.
Let me, I got to see. I got my kid and stuff. I got to take him trick-or-treating, but he might be, in bed early or something like that, so I'll have to figure it out.
So that's another thing we have in common. How old's your kid?
4.
My little girl is 6.
Okay, yeah. So, you got.
I know all about it. Are you a single dad?
No.
Oh, okay. You married? Okay. All right. Well, that's something we don't have in common.
Yeah, Well, let's talk next year. We'll see if it's...
Jim, thanks again, brother.
No problem, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, be well.
All right.
Bye. The spectacular Jim Florentine. It's you know what, folks? It's almost surreal for me to be speaking with these people because it's my 4th interview. I think Jim was my 4th interview.
Yes.
And Joe, my executive producer, by the way, I can. It's almost hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that I'm interviewing some legitimate celebrities. I mean, it's something.
Some more coming up on the docket.
We do.
Yes, we do.
On the docket. Let's bring them in.
Radio Denny.
Bring them in. Order. So, who else do we have coming? I know we know. All right, we don't have to talk about who we have coming because we already had them. They already came. Okay, we're now on, but you're watching the tail end of the Jim Florentine thing, Joe. You're on the screen actually with me right now.
Next to Sarah Ray, our friend from YesBoobs.com.
That is correct. Oh, you've caught up. The feed has caught up.
Yes, and am I part of Yes Boobs? I don't know if I can hold up. Sarah, what do you think?
Yes Boobs.
They're
Look
okay.
at us, we have Yes Boobs all over the place. Look,
they're not
it's infinite Yes Boobs. Wait, it'll come up for you in a second. Infinite Yes Boobs. If you look back there, it's the whole way. YesBoobs.com.
There was.
Get it? Actually, what I wanted to do is make you a little bit bigger here. Hang on 1 second.
As big as one of Sarah's nipples?
Oh, there he is. There you go. And, see, you're getting in the way of the Yes Boobs.
No,
all right, we'll go to the regular camera. All right, we just wanted to say thank you for stopping in and sharing the program with us today. The program. The shtick, as it were. We appreciate you guys coming back every week. There's more and more of you showing up. Remember, Hydromax, right?
HydromaxBathmate.com.
Hydromax.
Go there and buy it today. I used my Hydromax Bathmate in the shower the other day, Brother Joe.
Yes.
And let me tell you, that fucking vacuum suck on that thing.
It does.
I'm telling you, it
happened
works,
to me,
bro.
a very, very quick, horrific story. My left testicle got sucked into the vacuum.
It got stuck in the vacuum?
It got sucked into the vacuum.
Oh, boy.
Quite
No, you got to clear the bag before
slipped.
you... When you get it, you got to pull your fucking bag down.
You got to pull your bag down a little bit.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
Live and learn, hey, you know.
And I started pumping without realizing the left nut was in there.
So it got like fucking
Hey,
squashed.
The veiny one. The left one's the one that hangs, and it's veiny.
Yes, I have.
That fucked me up, man. Just for a second. Not a typical problem. We want to let all potential Hydromax penis pump users know that it's not a typical problem.
No, it's not. But if you're aware of it, we're making you aware of it now. It's like a after school special almost.
Right.
When you go to use the HydromaxBathmate.com pump in the shower, clear your bag.
Clear
Bag
the
clear.
bag. Clear
Bag
the
clear.
bag.
Ready for takeoff.
Clear the bag. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much for stopping by. Guilty by Association. Joe Pietaro, Joe Cumia. Have a good night, guys. See you soon.
And roll.
We now return control of your television set to you. Until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to